Let's take a look at the global market highlights and news for April 10th, 2014. Facebook continues to climb. Traders surprised by Fed minutes, and the euro remains strong against a weak US dollar. Let's see what's happening in the global markets now. In the global equities market, stocks rose after better than expected corporate results boosted sentiment on the outlook for first quarter earnings, while the dollar gained on optimism the U.S. economy will show growth as it shrugs off the effects of a bitter winter. U.S. stocks rose for a second session after Alcoa late Tuesday reported quarterly results that topped analyst expectations, even though the company's adjusted profit fell due to declining aluminum prices. Shares of Alcoa gained 3.5% to 12.97, and at one point were the best performer among components of the benchmark S&P 500 index. Stocks pulled sharply higher in afternoon trading after the Federal Reserve released the minutes from its latest policy meeting, with the Dow Jones up 155 points. Dow component Disney rose nearly 1% to maintain its recent run. A partial recovery in social networks and other high-growth momentum tech stocks led the gains. Facebook was among the biggest. Shares of the leading social network climbed more than 4.6% amid news that Facebook would tweak privacy settings and had reached the 100 million user mark in India. It traded just below $87 per share midday. Many investors called for it to hit even higher. The Nasdaq was up 20.37 points. European markets closed higher Wednesday. Most Asian markets also managed gains, led by Hong Kong's Hang Seng with a 1.1% rise. Japan's Nikkei continued its decline, falling 2.1% as hopes fade of more central bank stimulus. In the foreign exchange market, the dollar dropped to more than 2-week lows against the euro and Swiss franc after minutes of the latest Federal Reserve monetary policy meeting suggested the U.S. Central Bank may not raise interest rates anytime soon. The minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee in March showed that the Fed would wait for a considerable time after ending a bond buying program before finally raising rates. Fed Chair Janet Yellen at a press conference after the FOMC meeting defined considerable time as around 6 months, depending on the economy. Analysts said the latest minutes showed that the Fed seemed to back away from that 6-month gap. The euro rose as high as 1.3856 against the dollar, its strongest level since March 24th. The dollar was flat against the yen, falling following the Fed minutes after trading higher for most of the session. In the commodity space, WTI and Brent crude traded lower as reports of easing tensions between Ukraine and Russia, together with a large build in API crude oil inventories released yesterday, weighed on prices. However, heading into the North American Open, prices have since reversed and both WTI and Brent crude futures are seeing little change. Gold ended lower as investors remain focused on the minutes of the U.S. Federal Reserve policy meet held earlier in March, with the dollar sloping against some major currencies. Traders also remained apprehensive over developments in Ukraine, with global equity markets wavering. Gold edged higher early in the session amid tensions over Ukraine, but buying interest declined as stocks rebounded on hopes of more stimulus announcements from China. Gold dropped 0.2% to close at $1305.90. This is Amy Anderson from Option Rally signing off. The Option Rally news team will be taking their spring vacation from April 13th and will return on the 1st of May with a new and exciting format. Have a great weekend.